From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Spoiler warning. The contents of this podcast may ruin your television show, movie, comic, cartoon, book, or life. It is your decision to continue to watch or listen to this episode. Here are your hosts, AJ Coppola and Susie Cromwell James.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
Lead female is Millie Bobby Brown.
What's going on, nerds, and welcome to Spoiler Warning. The first episode of The Last of Us Season 2 just finished airing. Glad to have you guys here, but oh boy, did it start, and it was a full lead-up episode for episode number 1. I will ask probably both of them questions because I might be the only one that knows what goes on. I don't think Ryan played the game. No?
Okay. I took this figure out thinking it was fully put together. I have to put it together. And we lost AJ. Hi Ryan, how you doing?
Good.
I just had to shut the door.
Oh, he did his disappearing act again.
Poof.
Yeah, he like ninjas himself away. And then I'm like, okay, dude, thanks for the warning.
Oh, yeah, he does it on ours too. We just say we made him disappear.
Oh. I just make fun of him while he's gone.
Wow.
Yo!
What's the fun in making fun of him when he's gone instead of just making fun of him while he's here?
Yeah, but see, when he's gone and I say something, it's not always about him. So when he goes back and I'm laughing because I'm dying at this point, he has no idea what it's about.
He doesn't unless he's got his headset on, and even still, he doesn't know if you're about him or not, and he just takes it as you are talking about him.
Yes.
Glad to see that you put a lid on that dome this time.
Hi AJ, how are you?
So, how much were you guys looking forward to Season 2 after what I felt was a very awesome Season 1 to a game that I very much love that added a bunch of world building to the game, basically, just in live action. There was a lot more in the season that wasn't in the game, is what I was saying.
I know, you just said a whole lot of words and confused me, and
Doesn't take much.
Oh, I mean, just like the old saying, never mind. Let's go.
Okay, so anticipation levels for both of you going into the Season 2 premiere. What were they?
I had no expectations. My anticipation level was very high because AJ has done nothing but hype Season 2 up for me. I do mean nothing but hype up Season 2 for me. So my expectations were really high.
I mean, I kind of wish I can go golfing. That'll come in a little bit later.
I purposely didn't play the games because I wanted to know from the show. So
I don't play these kind of games, so I will leave that all to everybody else.
Not to mention when it first came on the computer, it was really glitchy and I just decided not to buy it. But that was besides the point. Um, eh, I love these pop deserted island country world type shows. It's just I don't know the apocalyptic type shows. I don't know. I love the setting that they basically built up an old style country or an old style town in Wyoming again. It's like it's like the old West is now reborn again. So I kind of
Yep.
thought that was pretty cool. I did like the way they tied in the virus or whatever you want to call it, as to speak, into the pipeline, and nobody thought, "Oh man, this is a great idea. Let's just leave this open and not worry about it at all."
By the
I
way,
like how they're getting smarter.
if people didn't realize it, this is called spoiler warning. We're talking complete spoilers. It should be giving it away with
Yeah.
the opening Joe made. But that's new. Not the stalkers. The stalkers were in the game, and that's why I was freaking out. I don't know if my mic was hot while I was freaking out.
Yeah, you were like a little schoolgirl. I was ready to tell you to shut up.
I
I
figured out how to turn the volume up specifically on your stream, so I didn't hear a single word of what you were saying.
I had to warn the household because if it did it like it was in the game, I was gonna jump.
He did I did hear him do his voice message that if you hear a scream, it's me and something scared me in the show.
Okay.
That's what I got
Like
back. It was like,
like
okay.
like a it's like a 12-year-old girl.
I
He
I
was
also
prepared to
could have
scream.
had it muted because as AJ will tell you, I hate scenes like that.
Oh, that was an intense
Uh,
scene.
So
it
I was
was.
watching it, but I'm pretty sure I had it muted, which probably made it worse
It's,
for me.
it's like when we were kids, we used to watch movies like this.
How did she go together?
um,
Yeah.
so
So discombobulated.
you guys mentioned the stock, the pipeline. The pipeline's brand new. They did not have that in Jackson in the game at all.
Good.
That's a complete not change, but I guess we'll call it an addition to the story. I'm excited to see where that goes, how that gets dealt with, if it does get dealt with. But we start this episode with the remaining Fireflies, Abby and her crew.
I
Uh,
was not expecting them to start there. Not like literally was not expecting them to start there.
for people who don't know, Abby is the main doctor's daughter, leaving it there. And that's why she says, when we get to him, we kill him and we kill him slowly. So, oh, blippity boy. I thought that was a nice change, in my opinion, to start with them, to already put a not, I guess, like a target on Joel's back. Ah, did that die? I can't wait for the next episode already.
I'm jazzed.
But back to the stalkers. We saw bloaters, we saw runners, we saw a bunch of other forms of clickers in the first season. What were your thoughts on seeing a stalker for the first time in the series?
For me, I love the fact that they're evolving. Like you can see it with the stalkers that they're evolving. And it's not something that you see in a lot of like zombie or virus kind of shows. Is the evolution of this parasite.
Yeah, I love how the stalker had what looked like a crown of the virus coming out of her forehead. I thought that was very cool looking. In the sense of, and then it was kind of weird how, and it was what threw her off in this store was she would make regular human noises and then other noises, and it really kind of threw her off of what is this actually a clicker or is this a person? I can't tell.
Yeah.
And then when it didn't charge at her, it was like really took her back. Like, wait a minute, this isn't right.
And during all this scuffle with the stalker, Ellie gets her second bite.
Yeah, and but the scene after the scene after with her in the bathroom with the knife is clever to just try not to hide the wound. She just went ahead and made it a scar
And
and stitched it up and made it seem like she hurt herself in the fall, which was pretty clever on her part to keep it hidden that she's immune.
did uh did it cross any of your minds? Because when it happens in the game,
That it was alcohol abuse when she poured the whiskey onto the knife. Yeah, I thought the same thing.
no, no, funny, no. Um,
Uh,
that we know she's immune, but in my head, in the second game when I was playing it, I was like, she just got bit again. Is this the time where she turns?
yeah, the question has to be if they're getting smarter, is that virus changing as
Adapting.
well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really thought that that's when we were going to see.
I mean, if you looked at the bite after she was bit, there was a little bit of like the tendril or
Yeah,
whatever in the bite.
Hmm.
So it's entirely possible. But
What
she's
a
been bit
weird, what a weird
4
place to be
times in the
nope,
bit.
course of the show.
twice, twice. The one in the arm, and the one on the side now.
I feel like
Yes,
she's been bit more than that.
very much close more times, but no, she only has 2 bites.
Oh, okay.
I I love how this show goes from it just being a show to turning into a absolute thriller within seconds. Like you'll
Mhm.
hear the music like in the game just flip and you're already on the edge of your seat just waiting for something to happen. And that stalker scene is perfect with that.
I give that credit to HBO. HBO shows always have that. The drama shows always have great uh music to it where it changes tones throughout the show for the most part, from what I've noticed.
Um, at least the HBO shows that I've watched, they've had that. Um, I know that because they're really good with like their drama shows, but if, like you watch their movies, um, or like their exclusive like I don't know if you would call them documentaries, but um some of the stuff that's produced by HBO that they do add music to, and it's kind of like a dramatization of something that has happened. Um, their music is kind of it's on point, but it's also not. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot has to do also with the directors for this show is
Mhm.
pull a lot of their music kind of feels from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
They've said that in the past that the way the music was played in Game of Thrones was very influential in the way they
Mhm.
portrayed the songs and the music and stuff in this show. And it's definitely you can tell because it changes on a dime and it completely changes the mood of the scene
Mhm.
from standing there talking in the hallway happy go lucky to oh I fell through and now what the hell. And like
Yeah.
they were all fun and games until she asked if she was alone, and then she's like, "I think so," and then it totally changed from there.
Yeah, then it was a completely different ball game.
Yeah.
I I'm happy where they stopped it because just as everything is going on with the New Year's party, and that whole New Year's segment is shot for shot from the game, and from word to word almost basically. Um, but one thing I really want to talk about that moment happens a little bit before that with Joel and Ellie. Do you think at this point Ellie knows Joel is lying? Or do you think Ellie knows there's more to the story?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think she knows that he's not telling the whole truth. Um,
Definitely.
and she doesn't know why. But I also think that um she's aware that there's more to the story and he's trying to protect her.
Hmm.
Which now that she's an adult, at what point does she deserve the truth?
I honestly think that he would take it to his grave, because
Mhm.
if, in my opinion, if she ever finds out that what happened, she's gonna go searching for a way to turn that back into reality to try to save the world again.
She might ask more questions from somebody who knows Joel, like, and I mean, you've played the game, so you probably
Oh,
have a
I
better
already
understanding.
know. I'm just trying to play it off of.
But I mean, me personally, like, just based on like who Ellie's character is, we have a really good suspicion that Joel is going to die. Like, that's just we know that's where this is heading. I think Ellie's going to go for revenge. I think she's going to find out the truth. I think it's going to mess with her identity. I
Ryan.
don't I
Oops,
don't think
sorry,
she's gonna
Suze.
know. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna know what to do because he tried to protect her
Hmm.
while she was trying to protect the world, not
Well,
I think it's she has to find out what the procedure was going to be
Ryan,
and actually tell her the truth.
correct me if I'm wrong. Were you on the episodes that we recorded about the end of The Last of Us last year?
No, I don't think I
Uh,
was.
but I know you watched all of season one, correct?
At a time, yeah.
So, flashback, because we have both of our thoughts on it. I want to hear your thoughts. Does Joel make the right move? Basically,
Like,
dooming the world to save his daughter. Because that's how he sees Ellie. And you know that's how he sees Ellie. Dooming the world to save her, or do you think humanity should have came first?
I think as a father, anybody would take care of their own first. So I totally think he did the right thing.
That's, I think that was both of our
Yeah,
thoughts.
Mhm.
and I agree with Susie. But if if it's headed towards him dying, she's gonna be lost and not know what her responsibility is supposed to be.
And a lot of that is gonna come with, does she end up forgiving him before that? Because we already know that the Fireflies are after Joel. We already know that
Yeah.
right from the get go. How bad does Ellie take it when slash if it happens? And does that rampage burn everything to the ground? What are you guys wanting to see in episode 2 with what you've seen in episode 1? Because I feel like we're going to see more about that pipeline.
I want to see somebody fix the pipeline. It's like
I think if they don't fix the
half,
pipeline, they're gonna get a zombie invasion.
half-ass construction. That's what I think. What do you say about that meter that they or that was it the meter or what was he talking about with his brother's wife?
Constructionometer?
Yeah, the construction meter. Yeah,
I
it's
felt like he was talking about the highways around here.
They're
that's not
always under
trust
construction.
trust me.
They're always
That's not just you guys.
they're
That's
always under
everybody.
construction, and I'm just like, you just
Is it
described the
is it not
entire highway construction.
is it not funny when you watch a show, especially now we're into season 2, so they're introducing a plethora of new characters,
Shut
or
up.
and
Oh, God, I know where this is
some
going.
of the other ones. But isn't it weird when you you fall in love with that person as a character on another show, and then you watch them on another like this show, and you're like, I don't know if I like this character that much or not.
Which character are you talking about?
Like I love Tara from True Blood.
Oh my god, I love her so
Yeah,
much.
like True Blood, she was amazing. I absolutely loved her. This one is as Joel's brother's wife and a councilwoman. So far, it's like, yeah, not really.
So
She plays a bigger role, I promise.
I think that
You
I
know,
don't
I love
feel
when
the love
I
for her
know
this season.
everything and you get lost. I really hate it when it's the other way around.
Yeah, thank you. Suck it. Oh wait, wrong show. Sorry.
Yeah, wrong show, homie. Wrong show. Mm.
Um, what did you guys think of? I'm trying to phrase this. What did you guys think of Joel talking with the therapist? Which not in the game at all. That's new, and it taking me about 5 minutes to realize that was Catherine O'Hare.
5 minutes? It
It,
was a solid 10.
no, they weren't talking for 10.
It was a solid 10 minutes before you realized, oh, that's Catherine O'Hara.
What?
Dude, it took me 2 minutes.
Fine. Let me rephrase. Bite me. What are your thoughts that it's showing that Joel is seeking help mentally based off of what he did at the end of season 1? Because it's like he wants to tell people, but he knows he can't because then they will oust him as somebody who is doomed the world further.
Well, I mean that's a heavy burden to carry, so to get it out is probably a good thing, and I don't think she cares.
No, because he killed her husband because he turned,
Yeah.
and she's pissed at him for it.
Um,
I mean,
more
rightfully
expletives.
so.
It was he had to die, or he was gonna basically infect everybody. So,
One's got to go.
Suze, what are your thoughts on Joel seeking counseling?
Um, I don't feel like it fit Joel's character.
Okay.
I like that they put it in there. Um, especially with like what with everything that's going on in today's day and age. Like I love the fact that they put that in there. Like don't get me wrong. But I just Joel's character has never struck me as the kind of person to get help. And by the way, for anybody who knows my brain, I am now picturing Thor carrying Loki and throwing him into a massive
I
thing
just
of
thought of
heaters.
that as well. It's like, are we gonna play Get Help?
I can no longer say get help without that image in my head. Which really sucks at work because I'll start giggling because somebody said get help.
I do like the structure of how this episode happened. We get a little bit of a recap of last season. We get a little bit of what's coming, and then we get a little bit of setup further and then action with Ellie and Dina in the supermarket with the stalker. Was there a point in this episode at all that you wanted to see more of or possibly less of? Because this episode clocked in at 57 minutes, so it's a good size episode. Um, for me, I wanted to see after the New Year's ceremony. Like I understand why they cut it off where they cut it off, because they even talk about the patrol in the morning, and that's probably going to be next
Mhm.
Sunday's episode. But there are certain conversations that are had with main characters that I think are going to be delayed till probably the end of the season into a flashback. Um, I wish they expanded on that further. Maybe not tell us everything, but show us kind of expanding on that. And I'm trying my best to not give it away. so you guys can enjoy it when we see it. Because we're supposed to be spoiling this episode, not the next one or the next one or the following one.
I can't wait for this show to like take a complete right hook, and you'll be like, "Damn, I don't know what's gonna happen next."
It's called season 3. I don't know where they're.
Is this confirmed for season 3?
Yes,
Okay.
which scares the shit out of me.
Scares the shit out of you, scares the shit out of me. Why is there a giant... Thank
So
you.
this is like walking into season 6 of or season 8 of Game of Thrones. We don't know what the hell they got planned. I mean, as far away as they were from from the town there at the end, I think you got at least a good 2-day walk
What are we talking about?
from where um the Fireflies were from the town. So you got at least a good 2 episodes before they're there.
Oh, with them seeing that
Mhm.
Jackson? Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Suze?
Who knows?
What are we asking me?
Keep in mind we have a 5-year gap that you know they're gonna probably do some flashbacks to, for sure.
Ah! Okay.
You
One
good?
too many.
That's
Definitely
what
one
you.
too many.
That's what you get, you greedy prick.
But yes, I'm looking forward to some of those flashbacks. But Susie, was there a part of this episode that you wish they explored more with?
I wish they had done less.
Oh, or less too. That works.
I wish they had done less. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Ellie scenes, but I think in this one, what I hated was, and a lot of it is she's growing up and she's
Yeah, she's
acting
19.
out,
She's 19 at this point.
being ridiculous. Um, but like she goes out with Tommy on patrol and he lies to Joel that he went out alone. Like, how long are you gonna coddle this kid? Like, I felt this whole episode was coddling Ellie. And I get that that's kind of the point, but like, I really hated it. Like, I really wish they had found some sort of like happy middle ground with that.
So have you guys noticed that how season 1 is structured around Joel? 100% structured around Joel.
Hmm.
Have you noticed through the first episode that that's changed?
Yeah, it's structured around Ellie,
Yeah.
which, by the way, was my first clue that Joel is kind of somewhere in here.
Somewhere within this jumbled mess, you're gonna die. Yay!
Yeah.
And it could be at that point is when she's no longer coddled because there's nobody giving them that direction.
Nope. 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 We'll find out. What are you looking forward to see outside of the pipe getting fixed in episode 2? Because we never really finished that. You guys just went with the pipe getting fixed and how Connecticut roads and Maryland roads suck.
Well, I'm gonna say that somebody's gonna get not the pipe's not getting fixed, and somebody's gonna get infected, and Susie's losing it over the roads.
All right.
Also, just pops 2 different places in my back and it hurt.
It hurt or does it feel good now?
Both.
It hurts so good.
I think my favorite part is that ending scene where we go right over the pipeline and you see the little tendrils,
Mm-hmm. Just
which was my first, well, not my first thought, but like one of my other thoughts of like, oh my god, they're evolving and now they're in this like tree and like you see the different ways that this could potentially go. And I love the fact that this is confirmed for season 3 because I can see so many different ways that they could expand on this universe.
cordyceps. Use Vine Whip.
We're getting 2 less episodes this season than we did last season.
So we're getting 6.
getting 7. We had 9 episodes first season.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Rude.
Anything else you guys want to touch upon? Anything else about this episode?
I like how he rephrased his statement. Yeah, you.
Well, then answer the dang question, lady.
Oh, I was getting over the fact that you rephrased your statement so that Ryan and I couldn't comment on anything in the world. We would just comment on the episode.
Well, yeah, I would hope so. You would just. COVID was a couple years ago. That was another scare that, after playing this game, I was like, it's kind of. We're going down that path. We never fully got to that path, but if
I mean,
we'll start
yeah,
executing
but
people in the
COVID
streets
was
if
the
they had
year that
COVID.
all of a sudden everybody decided to capitalize on contagions and plagues and all this other stuff. And so, like, I mean, not all of the shows lasted for longer than a season.
Time out.
Great.
The base story of this came out in 2013, 7 years before.
Yeah, and they've been doing stories like this since the 90s, dog.
Probably longer. But anything else before I tell everybody that we'll see us next Monday and not next Sunday?
Did it catch anybody else off that, like, yes, this town or this community is very straight-laced, I guess is the best way to say? With the guy from SVU making the comments that he made in the church, that it's a family event.
Who was that?
The one
That
that
was
Joel
Seth.
pushes down.
Oh.
Seth.
His name is Seth.
Yeah.
In
No.
in
I like
S-
calling him the guy from SVU.
who's he playing SVU?
The the cop. Oh fuck, I can't remember what their names are. IDB or IEB.
Really? That's him?
better.
Mm-hmm. The one that ends up like with Liv and then ends up like dying later on.
Holy shit, that is him.
Oh yeah. But like this town's very, very like straight laced with. I didn't realize that from the first season, I guess, or it just never dawned on me. Like the idea of 2 girls kissing in a church really made him mad.
Well, I mean, they didn't go through the Me Too movement, so they didn't.
It just threw me off because I didn't think about that in the first season at all. And then in this season, it's like, hey, this is a family event. I don't know if you know anything outside there, dude, but there's a lot of walking things that are making a lot of clicking noises. So I'm not worried about your straight lace. I just kind of thought that was funny.
Oh
And
boy.
do you want to make a comment on Dina there, AJ? You made a good comment when she first debuted on the screen tonight.
She looks completely different in live action than she does in the video game. I'm not gonna repeat what I said because realizing the age.
Would it help if she's of age? No. Well, she would be of age. Wait. What?
I don't know.
She's legal?
Where is she from? Because you mentioned she was from somewhere.
She was in the movie Instant Family with Mark Wahlberg, where they adopt a daughter, a girl, and her brother. She's the older sister. And then it's a really, really great movie that's on Netflix. Her name's Isabel Merced is her name. But she's in a really, really good movie with Jason Momoa called Sweet Girl on Netflix. And that's what I remembered her from. I couldn't remember if it was her, that was her, or if that was the girl from Scream, the last couple ones. So I had to check her out real quick to make sure which one it is. But she's also the one that is the girl that played for you, the really good, I guess. She's the one that played Dora in the live action Dora movie.
Oh no shit. Oh yeah.
So But yeah, I love her in the movie Sweet Girl with her and Jason Momoa, and then I love Instant Family is one of me and my wife's favorite movies to sit down and watch.
You want to know what else
When,
she's in that's gonna be very much tied right around to what we've been doing on the Nerds channel? She's in
uh,
Transformers: The Last Night.
That's funny.
that's right, she is, isn't she?
She plays Isabella. Don't ask me who that is.
AJ, who's Isabella?
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet. Leave me alone. But yeah,
Which is funny because Wahlberg's in that movie too, and they were in this Instant Family movie together too.
so this I felt was a very well paced setup episode. Now that all the players are shown in the game, that makes sense. All the players are
Yes.
known. We know who they are. We kind of know their motivations and what they're doing. This makes me excited for next Monday when we watch it, because as people know, next Sunday's Easter, and Ryan, you and I will be going live about this time next Sunday for something else. The wrestling show, because night 2 of WrestleMania when Cody Rhodes is holding the championship above his head. Still think it's
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
John
and
Cena.
oh yeah, I forgot it was Easter.
Yes,
I knew it was WrestleMania. I just forgot it was Easter.
but
More important of a holiday.
I'm very excited to see episode 2. I know you guys are. When this is done, I'm at least gonna play the game for another half hour. So
Great. Just a heads up, he's gonna pee in bed because he's gonna get scared and he's gonna have nightmares. And as pregnant as she is, it could just be you both pee in bed. I know how that works. So she's gonna yell at you for both of you peeing in bed.
she's gonna yell at me and blame me. Why did I go with that?
She's probably sitting up there watching it now, like, yes, I get to pee in bed tonight and blame it on AJ.
Why are we still talking about this?
I can't
We
argue
just
with
spent
logic.
2 minutes about me pissing the bed.
So AJ, when are we seeing the new Nightmare on Elm Street?
Mm.
You like it? I got it at Target. I don't know.
That didn't answer my question.
Because there was a portion of this show where I was freaking the fuck out because I knew what was coming, but they did it a different way. So when it did happen, yeah.
I still love the fact that you messaged your wife to say, if you hear a scream, it's me. Just a heads up.
That wasn't supposed to come out. I thought my mic was muted. It wasn't. Which is weird because my mic lights up.
So, I'll have to tell Ryan about AJ screaming.
Why don't you just tell everybody now? And then we'll just say goodbye, everybody, and leave it at that with a freaking AJ shits his pants joke at a freaking scary movie event.
AJ's really glad that I said earlier that this is only a 7-episode season, so he's only got to deal with this 6 more times.
Which time of AJ screaming would you like to hear about? Would you like to hear about Hereditary?
Ooh.
Pet Cemetery? Nightmare on Elm Street?
Mm.
Only one of which I got him to scream like a girl.
I can tell you this much, though, AJ. When you have the kid in July, you ain't got to worry about watching Pet Cemetery ever again. The dad instinct kicks in, and you can never watch that movie again. But which one did he scream like a girl? I'm gonna bank on Hereditary.
It was Nightmare on Elm Street, but it was my fault.
Oh, this is where you were like behind him or something, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember hearing that one. That is pretty funny. Yeah.
Just right on the elbow.
That's funny.
Like I was so locked into the movie, like not
Mm.
good locked in, like can't look away, so freaked out, and then she does that, and I'm pretty sure my head hit this. Like I took some popcorn off the ceiling.
You can't do that kind of thing, dude. You bald. That's gonna leave scars.
Oh, it left the mark, all right.
The
He wouldn't
thing-
sit near me for the rest of the night.
No, nope. I step on my
No,
computer.
if you were smart, you'd have sat next to her. That way, you know where she was at all times.
I'm gonna put a bell on her.
Next horror movie, she walks in and you got a bell. Like, what's that for? So I know where you're at all times.
Knowing him, he'll do it very discreetly, so I don't know there's a bell on me. So every time I moved like my foot, I'd go, "What the hell is ringing? Where is the noise coming from?
Where the hell is that jingle coming from?
Ching ching, ching ching,
Why am I
ching
jingling
ching.
when I walk? There's no change in my pockets."
Oh my.
All right, everybody. This was episode 2 of season, or episode 1 of season 2. Wow.
AJ, I know you had a busy day today, but are you okay? Like, for real?
No, I'm through the moon for today. I today's been amazing. On multiple fronts. So yeah. This was season 2, episode 1, called Future Days of The Last of Us.
We'll have the cue cards ready for you next week so you can get it right.
Thank you. But guys, what are your thoughts of it? In the comment sections, we look at them. We'll see you guys next Monday because of Mania and Easter next Sunday. But thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out, everybody.
Well, bye.
I love that you put Mania first.